Hello everyone, and welcome to another Top 5 Records video, and another one in the series in which I'm taking a closer look at the full body of work of David Bowie. And today I'm going to be talking about this album. A live album, though a television live album. Let me explain. This is his VH1 Storytellers. Now, in the late 90s, early zeros, this was a format by VH1 in which a musician would be invited over to make music in an intimate setting and explain or tell stories. It's about the narrative quality of songs, and it is actually a great format. I believe that this release, very nice double LP, also has the DVD. At least I have the DVD here because it's always also really worthwhile watching this with Bowie talking to the audience. And it's that element, the element of Bowie actually inviting you over for a very comfortable listen and storytelling. And thing is, Bowie nails this. He nails it because he has some good anecdotes. He has a almost stand-up comedian element in there. If you listen to some of these live shows, a lot of these live shows, you can hear that he's trying to goof around, but and that's what I actually love most. Some of these jokes aren't really working. There is an element of his quirkiness that really works in his music, and that I really enjoy in his jokes. But like he isn't fully capable of reaching the audience at all the moments. Some of these laughs here are because the audience does laugh, absolutely, not all the time, but they laugh a lot. Some of these laughs are basically, how can I say this, uh, given to him because of his charm. I mean, yeah, it's Bowie, it's a very interesting dynamic. In nothing let this, I should not give you the impression that he's not funny. He's really funny, but there's something odd. There's something interesting. Side one, he opens with Live on Mars, and he sings and approaches it energy-wise different than when he's facing a full stage. He gives a little bit more energy, or tries to make the sound bigger when he's for a large audience, and that isn't necessarily here. And you can also hear that in the 1996 studio recording that was released as Changes Now Bowie. I also did a video on that. That when he's playing for a more intimate crowd, his voice is more relaxed, calmer, and sounds fuller. And that is the case on this record, VH1 Storytellers. It's gorgeous. His rendition of Live on Mars is, I said it also about the Montmartre show, but I'm going to say it about this one as well. One of the best performances of that song. He makes it so full, warm. The timing is so nice. Also, the timing of the piano, it's lovable. Then side one says it has Rebel Rebel, but it's much more of a bridge, because after Live on Mars, he tells the story of how he started working as a musician, and then he got chance, because he got a chance to do an English lyric for a French song, Comme d'habitude by Claude François. And Comme d'habitude, I'm not sure if a lot of people know the original song, but it's the song that eventually was written into My Way by Paul Anka. But the first one who got a shot to write English lyrics was Bowie. And Bowie wrote Even a Fool Learns to Love, which I've heard a demo of it. Uh, it's not bad, but the job went to Paul Anka, who wrote simply My Way. And Bowie was furious because of that, and he wrote Live on Mars as a response. And he's really painting the picture of his life in these early days, because getting to write a song for Sinatra would have been the biggest gig in his life, and he missed out on that. But around that time, he also got introduced to Marc Bolan, and he tells about the first time he met Marc Bolan, and then you get Rebel Rebel. But basically he just teases the song. He does a couple of sentences of it, but he's not into playing that song at all. He's teasing the audience here, and after that goes to Thursday's Child, a record of a song of his new record. And that is the first moment when I realized, are you really going for the VH1 Storytellers vibe? Or are you actually doing a leg of or a show more part of the Hours tour? Or are you trying to pitch the record Hours? And what his intention is doesn't really matter because his rendition of Thursday's Child is gorgeous. Then side two, this becomes much more and more an example of the Hours tour because Can't Help Thinking About Me is there. Nevertheless, on this live show or this VH1 show, Can't Help Thinking About Me really works. It's one of these early Bowie songs, and he actually lets the audience in on a secret that there's this lyric in there. My girl calls me up and says me, "Hi, Dave. Turn you around, see you back." It's just a bullcrap lyric, and he said he's ashamed to sing it, and it's a very, very bad lyric, which made me actually think, well, why are you doing it then? You've got the best catalog. You're Bowie. You've got one of the best catalogs around there. Uh, but it's part of a certain period in his life in which he is looking back, and Can't Help Thinking About Me is really fun with that anecdote because it adds something, and you hear a quirkiness when he comes to the actual lyric. Then we have China Girl, and he tells about Iggy Pop, and he has this gorgeous story about Iggy Pop going to a punk party where they built the Berlin Wall, I believe in cake form, but I may have imagined that. Just listen to it. But and then these punkers crying over tearing the wall down. Uh, he does it. I tell the anecdote bad because I just want to invite you over to listen to it yourself because this is really a great album. It might even be on YouTube in video shape. It's worthwhile, though the sound of this record is just stunningly beautiful. It's one of the live, best sounding live albums from Bowie. Purely audio wise, it's stunning. Then he goes to Seven, another Hour song, great rendition. Side three, Drive-In Saturday, another marvelous anecdote here about that he wrote Drive-In Saturday for Mud the Hoople because he wrote the hit song All the Young Dudes for them, and then he thought, oh, I'm going to write them another song, and then Mud the Hoople decided not to record it. I'm not sure if Bowie already knew while doing this live show that they didn't record it because they didn't want to record that song, but because his manager thought, no, I'm not going to give it to them. They shared the same manager, Tony de Vries. Great rendition of the song. Then the way he introduces Word on a Wing and he tells some of his lowest moments in life from mid 70s. Again, with a sense of humor that is very, very, very specific. I love it though. And then Word on a Wing. Brilliant performance of Word on a Wing. There is a bonus performance. What the element of bonus here is, I do not understand because you actually see the original set list here and the way they cut it up for television or this record. Survive, gorgeous song. Side 4 is the only side in which I do not have the idea that the format is still present because the stories are gone. He does do I Can't Read, great song. Always Crashing in the Same Car, great song. If I'm Dreaming My Life, love that song. But I'm wondering if this would have been more focused on the format and the type of audience. Why not put in there a more familiar song with a good anecdote? Because these three are deep cuts. Love them deep cuts, but when you're facing public television, I don't mind Bowie doing one of his hits, and he's always so creative in performing his hits. Nevertheless, talking about this record, it's fantastic. It is fantastic. I love it, especially for the December month. If you're still looking for a present, go out and buy this because it has this fireplace quality to it. As if you're going over to David Bowie, thinking about what David Bowie said about Bing Crosby. He came over to Bing Crosby in the 70s for the television show, and it's like, yeah, sitting down with Bing Crosby. Hiya, Dave. how are you doing? It's that kind of vibe, but then with David Bowie himself. Only Bowie is sharper than Bing Crosby was when he met Bowie. It's really, really good. So I'm curious, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.